22 minutes to 3. Good afternoon. Now, Christmas is officially starting at Snape Maltings this coming weekend. Anna Lapwood conducts the Chapel Choir of Pembroke College in a very special evening of music on Saturday night. We can see Britain's A Ceremony of Carols and a new work written in response to it, Christina Arakelian's Angel of Light. Anna Lapwood is actually with us now. Anna, we've been getting fan mail since we told everyone that you were going to be on the show. What a lot of love there is, not just in the region, but in the country for you. You must be just walking around thinking, goodness me, I've made it.
Oh, that is so lovely to hear. Thank you for passing that on.
It's been quite a ride for you. What really surprised me, which is ironic considering that you worked on BBC Radio Cambridge as a presenter for many years, is I still always associate you with playing the organ. So when I knew that you're going to the Snape Maltings, I thought it was going to be an organ week performance. How fabulous. But of course, this is you with your other hat on. Tell us about the Chapel Choir of Pembroke College at the University of Cambridge and how you work with them.
Yeah, so I've been the director of music at Pembroke College for 9 years now, which feels very, very, very surreal. I feel like I only started there about a week ago. I've been working there for 9 years and I love it. And we've got the chapel choir and the girls' choir. And I think Christmas is always such a special time for choirs all over the country because it's when everyone wants to come and hear choirs sing sort of more than any other time of year, and all of the Christmas music just gives us kind of warm, fuzzy feelings, I think.
So in terms of the process of being asked to do an event like at Snape Maltings, do they say, Anna, please bring the choir, do whatever you may? Do you already have a concert in mind when it gets to the Christmas season that you say, look, we can come and do this? Who's in charge of what you're playing, I guess? Because it's not like you're on tour, is it? It's a special concert at Snape Maltings.
Yeah, and you know what's lovely about this particular concert and this process and Snape more generally is it really is a dialogue. It's a conversation where we talk about what is it that we want to do? What is it that we want to achieve? And in this case, I mean, I've been wanting to commission a companion piece to Ceremony of Carols for a really, really long time. And I've also been wanting to commission Christina Arakelian for such a long time. She's a good friend of mine and a fantastic composer. And so it just happened that Snape sort of saw eye to eye and we sort of worked together to make it happen. And I think it's going to be really, really special because the Britain Ceremony of Carols, the beauty of it is the fact that it encapsulates this joy of singing and making music together. And Christina has done exactly the same thing in her piece too.
So how does that work? When would you... Because I knew you were playing a new piece of music, kind of a response to the Ceremony of Carols, but I didn't realise that you were kind of the brains behind it. You'd commissioned it from Christina. What is it about Christina and her music that made you know that you wanted something special from her as part of this event?
So Christina and I first met, I think, something like 5 years ago, and we sat and I had tapas in London. And you know those things when you're sitting with someone and you're just like, oh, hang on a minute, I feel all the creative things bouncing around.
Yeah.
And we just kept coming up with more and more ideas together. And so I loved that kind of energy. But then when it comes to her music, she writes such beautiful melodies that feel as if they've always existed somehow. You listen to it and you think, well, of course, that's how it goes. And I think that's a real skill, and particularly for choral music, that makes such a difference because the performers gel with the music immediately. It doesn't mean it's not challenging at times, but it means that they feel as if the music is somehow in their blood straight away. And to write a response to the Britain, which is so well known and well loved, I think that's what you need.
So just out of interest, having not been a composer myself, and it may surprise you to know I haven't composed my own piece of music, when in the year do you say, okay, let's do this? Because it's not like you could have asked her 2 weeks ago, sort of picked up the phone and said, Christina, can you knock something out by, December the 7th? I feel like maybe, was this a kind of March, April kind of project?
Gosh, I can't even remember, but I know it's been in the diary for months. So I think she sent me the piece about 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago. So probably started writing it several months before that. So yeah, the planning horizons are pretty long when it comes to new pieces of music. But I always think it's so cool to be part of creating something new, right?
What is it like at the point where you know it's all come together and you've heard Christina's music? You already know, of course, that the choir will do a beautiful job of a ceremony of carols, but then you've got the new piece of music. You've absolutely nailed it in rehearsal, and you've just got that moment of, okay, we've created something really special for the audience.
It's remarkable. And I think there's something about hearing a piece of music come off the page and knowing it's the first time it has been heard. Like, that is nuts. That is such a crazy concept to me. And getting to then share it with audiences, particularly in a place as special as Snape Maltings, it's a sort of goosebump inducing moment for me. I mean, that is a place I used to go with my parents the whole time when I was a kid. I love the music of Britain, and obviously that place is just singing with Britain's personality. And so to be able to sort of bring a new work into being in that venue with the help of Snape Maltings it's a really special thing.
Oh, Anna, you've teed me up so nicely for my next question. Is it still a bigger moment as teaching Tom Cruise to play the organ?
I mean,
because I'm going to go with no, Anna, if I'm honest. If it was me, I'd be like, I met Tom Cruise and I let him have a go on my organ.
But the thing is, I often say it feels a little bit like I have multiple personalities and like I am living multiple different lives.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I honestly can't compare, because yes, teaching Tom Cruise the organ is a moment I will never forget and was probably the most surreal moment of my life. But I am being perfectly honest when I say that it's a very different feeling and different emotion to watching the young people that you've been training stand up on a stage and perform amazingly in front of a big audience for the first time. I mean, that's a pride and a warmth and a joy that you don't really get from anything else. So you can't compare it.
Tell me a little bit about how you do juggle, because I mean, I'm guessing that you just are either incredibly organised or you just live in a constant whirlwind of panic, because between the choir, playing the organ, your TV commitments, it gives me chest pains, Anna, looking at your schedule. It really does.
I think a whirlwind of panic is a brilliant way to describe it. It's not so much panic, it's more like it's a whirlwind, and you take every day as it comes, and you do have to be pretty organised, although I am also quite chaotic. I have an amazing team, my amazing manager Claire and Meg as well, and they help me keep on top of things by sort of nagging me when I need nagging, which is almost every hour of every day. But it is just such a privilege to be able to do this as my job and to do all these different bits of it as my job, and to get to go and take the people that I love working with to perform in amazing venues. I mean, if you told me as a child that this is what I would do every day, I would be like, no, you're joking. That's not going to happen.
Do I dare ask about 2025, or do you just want to get through to Christmas Eve in one piece?
Very much getting through to Christmas in one piece. It's pretty hectic next year. There are so many really, really, really exciting things coming up, and I'm kind of, you know, when you're just like fizzing with excitement to be able to talk about them, but you're not allowed to talk about them yet?
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Well, tell you what, you fizz with excitement till Christmas, have a good break, and then let's reconvene when you can tell us more things. And if you need us, I am the queen of post-it notes when it comes to scheduling my life. So if your 2025 is looking overwhelming, come back on, we'll sort out the year for you, we'll colour coordinate it, you'll be fine.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been so nice to chat to you.
It's been great to see you, Anna Lapwood. Thank you so much. And of course, we can see you on stage Saturday night at Snape Maltings. What a great way to start Christmas. Isn't she a star? Our Anna Lapwood.